Strangers on a train. Part 1.
When the train stopped, I opened my eyes and looked out of the window. I saw her on the platform. A tall, blonde woman with dark blue eyes. The train left the station. As usual, the 6:20 was full.
Excuse me, can I sit here?
I opened my eyes again. It was the tall, blonde woman. Sure, I said. She sat down next to me. There was a nice smell. Chanel No. 5, I thought. I opened my book and started to read.
I loved that book.
Sorry, I said.
I said I loved that book.
We chatted about books until the train arrived at Victoria Station.
Coffee?
She said. I looked at my watch. Okay, I said.
Part 2.
We sat at the station coffee bar, and we drank coffee and talked. Her name was Olivia. She told me that she worked in London. What do you do? I asked.
I work in property, flats and houses. What do you do?
I work for Citibank,
That's interesting.
said Olivia.
Do you live in London?
Yes. I have a flat near the river. I told her the street.
Wow, that's an expensive part of London.
I looked at my watch. It's late. Time to go,
I can take you.
she said.
I live near you.
She smiled. Her eyes were very blue.
Part 3.
Her car was in the station car park. It was an Audi TT. Nice car, I said. She drove fast. Very fast. She stopped outside my flat. We said goodbye, and I gave her my phone number. Next morning, there was a text message from Olivia.
I really want to see you again. Friday?
On Friday morning, she called me.
I have 2 tickets for Chicago tonight at the Cambridge Theatre. Can you get them from the box office at 7:15? We can meet in the theatre bar at 7:30. The show starts at 8.
Part 4.
I arrived at the theater at 7 o'clock. I got the tickets, and I waited in the bar. I read the evening paper. Olivia didn't come. I looked at my watch. It was 7:45. I looked at my phone. There was a text message.
Sorry, in a meeting. See you in the theatre. Leave my ticket at the box office.
I left her ticket at the box office and found my seat. The show started, but Olivia didn't arrive. In the interval, I called her, but her phone was off. I sent her another text. Where are you? I was angry. I left the theater and went home. I opened the door of my flat and turned on the light. Oh, no! My flat looked very different. There was no TV, no hi-fi. There weren't any pictures on the walls. I went into my bedroom. My laptop wasn't there. But there was a nice smell. Chanel number 5.
Good afternoon, Holiday Homes Limited. Can I help you?
Good afternoon. I saw an advertisement in the newspaper about a holiday house to rent. It's reference 4795. Can you give me some more information, please?
Yes, absolutely. What do you want to know?
Where is it exactly?
It's in a village called Langeon, about 50 kilometres from Bordeaux.
15?
No, 50.
Is there a beach near the house?
Not very near. The village is in the mountains. It's about an hour from the beach by car, but there's a swimming pool in the garden.
How many bedrooms are there? 3?
4. 3 big ones and 1 very small bedroom.
Ah, yes. How many bathrooms are there?
There are 2. 1 upstairs and 1 downstairs.
Is it free in September? We want to go on holiday from the 10th to 20th of September.
Yes, I think that's a possibility. Can you come to our office one day this week? Then I can show you more photos and we can talk about dates.
Is Thursday afternoon okay?
Just a moment. Yes, that's okay. At 5:15?
Yes, that's fine.
Do you know our address?
It's Cowley Road, isn't it?
Yes, number 86. Okay, see you on Thursday at 5:15.
Thank you very much. Goodbye. It was the first afternoon of the Christmas term, and Mr. Carter was enjoying the peace, so soon to be broken by 67 boys coming on the school train. A few were reading the notice board in order to be first with the news when the main body arrived. Mr. Carter was greeted happily by the group at the notice board. "Oh, sir, how are you, sir? Have you had a decent holiday, sir?" 12 times Mr. Carter shook hands. 12 times he was pleased to say that his health was excellent. He moved on, his right hand somewhat stickier than before. Mr. Carter returned to his room just as the sound of little feet announced that the main body had arrived by the school train. The little feet went up the stairs, and Mr. Carter was once more the centre of noisy greeting. "Have you had a decent holiday, sir?" "Yes, thank you, Temple." "So did we, sir," said Temple. "We went to Guernsey by air. It was wonderful. Actually, it was unpleasant, sir, because we flew through low cloud and we couldn't see a thing. But if it hadn't been for that, and if we had flown about 100 miles farther east, I could have removed the school right off the map, sir, honestly." "Really?" said Mr. Carter. "If I had had a machine gun, that is," Temple explained. "We seem to have had a narrow escape." Mr. Carter shook hands all round and quietly cleaned the stickiness from his palm on his handkerchief. "Line up," he said. "I want health certificates, money for the bank, and trunk keys." Mr. Carter started to check each boy's possessions. "Right," said Mr. Carter. "Next boy." "Me, sir, please, sir," said a voice. It was Mr. Carter's first meeting with Jennings. He saw in front of him a small boy, just like many other small boys outside his room. His dark brown hair, which still had a small parting, was no different from that of his fellows, and his face was the average sort of face worn by boys of his generation. So Mr. Carter learned little from this first meeting. Later on, he was to learn a lot. "A new boy, eh?" said Mr. Carter. "And what's your name?" "Jennings, sir." "Oh, yes. Here you are on the list. J.C.T. Jennings, 10 years, 2 months, right?" "No, sir, not quite right, sir. 10 years, 2 months, and 3 days last Tuesday, sir." "We won't worry about that," said Mr. Carter. "Come here, Venables," he said to a boy of 12. "Yes, sir?" "I want you to show Jennings round." "On my left," he said in the manner of the best boxing referees. "On my left, Venables. On my right, Jennings, who's got to be looked after. Venables, Jennings, Jennings, Venables." A bell rang in the distance, which added to the sport's image. "There is the tea bell," said the referee. "Take Jennings to the dining hall and show him his classroom and treat him as you would your best friend." "Yes, sir." "On second thoughts, don't," added Mr. Carter. "I've seen how you treat your best friend. Look after him as you do yourself, and he certainly won't go hungry."